The
Mhm.
Hollywood Reporter says Writers Guild aims to organize where work is, YouTube, verticals, and the creator economy. WGA West political candidates are talking about unionizing influencer led companies and vertical dramas. Is the new frontier of labor friendly as Hollywood? As friendly as Hollywood? Question mark. A few decades after being unionized under one umbrella, the labor group expanded its purview by adding animation primetime writers. In 3, 5, or 10 years, could vertical, example, iPhone sized content writers, YouTubers, and other content creators be next? That's the vision presented by multiple candidates for this year's WGA West board and officers election, who are reacting to reduced TV and film hiring with calls for the union to expand. Quote, we are sitting on a shrinking iceberg and must be willing to look beyond our current employers. VP Michelle Moroney, who is running unopposed to become the union's president, wrote in her candidate statement. Incumbent board member Adam Conover devoted nearly all of his statement to an organized narrative, focusing especially on the creator economy. Quote, like it or not, this is the future of television, he said of YouTube. In all, about half of the candidates in this year's election brought up the need for the union to look beyond film and TV, not just to verticals and YouTube, but also podcasts and video games. In
Okay.
2024, the number of WGA West members reported earnings was down 24.3% compared to 2022, the latest comparable year not interrupted by a strike. The union also disclosed that television writing jobs during 2023-2024 season were down 42% from the year earlier. Last thing here, a quote. Not only does it make sense for the union to organize, they have to, says Miranda J. Banks, an associate professor at Loyola, probably Loyola, Marymount University, the author. All right, I don't care what she wrote. It says at this point, film and television work has been so squeezed that writers are seeking employment in all sorts of other places and considering different options. And in that process, they are naturally exploring the boundaries of where entertainment writing is going.
I mean, I think you got to move with the times. I think the future is the future. And if the landscape has changed, then you got to roll with it. It's constantly changing. If not YouTube or whatever, then something else. It's always something else.
Totally agree. Totally agree. You know, I think as a union worker, participant, I don't know how to say the right term here, but I know as part of the union I'm in for my 9 to 5, I think about that constantly, where it's like there's these really old archaic rules and different things that are going on, and I'm constantly like, but y'all not up on the other shit? Like they're not, there's nothing discussing these other things. And so I think constantly, like, unions, part of the job, in my opinion, is yeah, you're representing this large body of people, but you also have to think about how that's expanding, one, and two, how you're representing the workers inside of that union. It seems to me like in this article, they're saying they're thinking of both. So they're thinking about the people whose monetary income is decreasing because of TV and film changing, but also they're thinking about how things are expanding and where they need to head next. And so to me, these are two good signs. These are the things you want your union to be doing. So to me, I think this is great. I think they're paying attention to the landscape and what's going on, and also thinking about the best interests of the people who are in the union.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You got to do it.